Hi guys, this is FFAN16. Welcome to a game news update video in regards to Kingdoms of Amalur Reckoning, or should I say Re-Reconing. Yes, this PS3, Xbox, and PC Classic is getting a remaster to modern day consoles, and it's gonna have some updates and new DLC included as well. Well, I want to go into today with you guys is some information regarding the pre-orders and available versions that you can get of this game, some of that DLC, and some of the updates that the developers and publisher is doing in regarding to bringing this game up to date and in that remaster. Again, everything that I'm using within this video is in the description below under sources. So please go visit those original articles, give them a read, and I won't go through everything in regards to those articles today. So if you do want to find out more, I suggest going to those sources. All right, guys, we are going to go over to our first article here and look at some of the pre-order details. Okay, guys, so we're over at GameSpot, and they go over Kingdom of Amalur Reckoning, pre-order info, new expansion, additions, and release date. Yes, we got a release date for this remaster, and it's going to be September 8th of this year. So far, pre-orders only available through an online source, but Steam does have a placeholder for this game that you could add to your wish list. I have not seen this on my PS4 pre-order section at this time, so hopefully it hits there. They are looking at increasing graphics and quality of life essences to the game, and we'll get into that in another article. But here, what I'm interested in, the first part of this article just goes into a brief history about the game, talking about it. And if you guys didn't know, Kingdoms of Amalur Reckoning was originally supposed to be released as a MMO. But due to development and other issues, they had to release this as a single player experience, but they kept a lot of that MMO feel. There were some bugs, but the game was still playable, and it really didn't break the immersion that I found in regards to this game, but a lot of people will be happy with some of the new stuff that they're going to do with it. Now, pre-orders come with a standard edition, a Fate edition, and a collector's edition, so look out for that collector's edition. Your standard edition is going to come with all the original DLC that was created for this game. I believe this is going to be the image art of the box that you're seeing right here. Don't quote me on it. This is just what I've seen online. It is official box art. There you go. GameSpot says this is the official box art, so I think I'm okay to say that too. So $40 here is American. I'm in Canada, so we'll be slightly more than that. Given what country you are in, you might have to do a conversion, or you'd know the prices there. I'm just more familiar with what I'd be expecting here in Canada. The next one is a pre-order for Reckoning Fate Edition. Now, the Fate Edition kind of gives you what I will call a season pass for the new DLC that's coming out for this game in 2021. So of course you'll get it for free with this edition, where with the standard one, you'll have to purchase that separately come release in 2021. This one's going to be $15 more, so hopefully that's a huge expansion we're looking at. I don't see any details in regards to what the Fate Edition will include, except for the name here, which is Fate's Swarm, which will be released sometime in 2021 and will be a part of the Fate Edition. So it sounds like maybe there'll be multiple little expansions. Don't quote me on it. Just if it's part of an edition, or does it just mean it's part of this pre-order? That's probably what it means, and I'm overthinking it. So we are good. They're expecting pre-orders for this to pop up soon, but nowhere at this time, even online, to pre-order this edition. The next one is the pre-order for the Kingdoms of Amalur Re-Reconing Collector's Edition. This one's actually piqued my interest a little bit. I do like what's included with this, and for a price point around 100 to 110 American, so probably around 140, knowing my luck, Canadian, you get a beautiful box, and you get the statue, you get the soundtrack, a collector's keychain, and some artwork, as well as the game itself on your respected system that you get it with. If you get it on the PS4 or Xbox, you're looking at a slightly more increased cost than if you get it on the PC. Currently, it is out of stock on these online sources that you see here, but they're hoping to bring in more stock before the launch. So there you guys go. Those are the 3 editions that are coming out in regarding to pre-ordering. I can see a digital order for the first 2. And of course, there's only going to be a physical order for that collector's edition to get all those goodies. We're going to move on to the next thing I'd like to discuss, and that's going to be the bug fixes and the enhancements they're looking at doing in regarding to this remaster. So let's head on over there. Right, guys, we're over on Screen Rant, and they go into more detail on what's being fixed from this original edition that was released in 2012. So let's go into that right here. They do have some really nice pictures. These images are also available on the Steam account that we're going to go and see the Steam pre-order. You could come and see these pictures there as well. I'm sorry, my cat's doing something, so if you see me looking, she's being a cat. So if you come to my live streams, you'll know Minnie. She comes and she sits on my lap all the time. She's just grabbing my attention right now. So again, they go into a little bit of history of what the game is. We're going to dive on down here to see what the updates to the games are, to the graphics and bug fixes. If you want to read the rest of the article, again, please go check out the sources in the description below. They go into a little bit more detail on the game history and stuff like that. These images are just stunning compared to what the game looks like on here and what I'm seeing on my screen. I'm really excited to see what they do with mapping this game to the current generation. So, for an RPG fanatically developed during a troubled development cycle, again, this was supposed to be an MMO, and it couldn't be because it was in such a development hell and they needed to get this product out. Of course, it was released with some minor bugs, and it wasn't really tweaked to its best optimal performance. So what THQ Nordic will improve on is to promote ease of gameplay. So what they want to do is they want to make the menu screens better, get the loot drop better. The volumes between the different scenes were out of sync. So all these like little glitches that didn't really break the game, but brought you out of the immersion and kind of just made it seem sluggish. They're really looking at bringing those quality of life fixes. They're hoping to improve textures, lighting, and other visual improvements, and without eliminating from the vibrant colored atmosphere of the original game. They really want to preserve the game for its assets that it did really well, and they want to improve again those quality of life assets that couldn't be refined before the game had to be released. So I'm really excited to see what they do in regards to those functionality assets. Also, spicing up Kingdoms of Amalur's combat. This sounds really cool. They're going to look at the combat mechanics, though cartoonish at times was functionally and rewarding, and many fans hope that they will build on this formula. So that sounds like they're looking at doing that. The fans would hope, but if they did all of this, it would definitely help increase that playability. And I don't see why they wouldn't. They're doing a remaster anyways, and if they give it the spiral treatment, we're definitely looking at a gem here. I hope they're not rushing this to get it out to sell it to us again. This really needs the care and love, and if they're already looking at fixing some of those quality of life bugs, why not do this for the fan? Why not allow for difficulty settings if possible, if not slightly harder mobs and improvements to the leveling system? Again, reading this, it's not quite clear if they're actually doing it or if this is a nice to have from previous players. Again, this is up to the interpretation of the writer of the article, but I personally want to take it as they're really thinking of doing this, and it would be such a nice treat for us who have played the original game and newcomers to this game to experience those new functionalities to our character. Adding elements of multiplayer back to Kingdom of Amalur. Kingdom of Amalur was supposed to, again, originally be released as a full MMO, but due to the issues that the original developers and producers had of this game, they unfortunately had to release it as a single player game that felt like an MMO, but had very little MMO left in it in regards to playing with other players. What they want to do here is introduce both a local couch play and an online co-op feature. I'm not too sure, again, what this is going to look like. They say it should have a similar feel to Dark Souls or Outward. Personally, have no experience in regards to the online play of those two games. So if you guys have, please leave me a comment down below on how those online services work, as what I would like to see is that a friend of mine would drop into my world and help me complete some quests, help just run around with me, maybe join the same guild, and kind of bring over some of the instances that they're doing with me into their gameplay. But I'm not too sure how well that will work without opening it up to be a full MMO, which they're not going to do. So the other thing I could see them doing is having when you're on the menu system, having a online service where you could jump into a server and kind of do some questing together on a separate save file or a separate game instance. So it'll be interesting to see what they do in regards to that, if you could bring your character over or if you have to make a new one in regards to the online. I just see them probably using the character that you're currently using within the game and copying your save data from one to the other. I want you to hear your guys' opinion on what you think about the online functionalities that they're reintroducing back into this game. It's something that it really was originally made for. The last thing we're going to look at is the listing on Steam for this, and it's the only listing I could find so far online for the respected systems that you could download it on. I cannot find it on my PS4, so hopefully it comes there soon. When it does, I will get a video up showing you what's available for pre-order information in regards to Kingdoms of Amalur Reckoning and what it looks like on the PlayStation 4 network, as that's what I primarily cover on this channel, is a PS4, PlayStation, stuff like that. Okay, let's head on over to Steam and see what they have. They do have some lovely pictures that I'd like to go over with you as well. All right, guys, here you go. Here is the Steam listing. As you can see, it's cycling through the images that are available. Most of these images we did see over on that other article website. Right now, the only thing you could do here on Steam is add it to your wish list. It's just a little bit more details. You could come over here, see some of the pictures. You've got the release date right up there. And if you do primarily game on Steam and you want to keep up to date with it, just add it to your wish list. So excellent. I haven't heard much on this game lately, so I'm glad it's still going through. So there you guys go. That is Kingdoms of Amalur Re-Reconing, coming out for the PS4, Xbox, and PC on September 8th. Look at your respectable store for pre-order details. If you want a physical copy, I believe will be available through Amazon US, at least, Amazon Canada probably, and GameStop or EB Games. I'm thinking highly of that because GameStop's having it. I don't see why EB Games wouldn't have it as well. So go and check out your respected areas. Again, if this does drop digitally, I will do a video on what the PlayStation 4 store has. And I look forward to playing this game once again, updated and looking gorgeous. So leave me that comment down below. What version of the game would you like to pre-order and get? And what's your experience with Kingdoms of Amalur Reckoning? Are you looking forward to this game coming out in September? Like, sub, leave that comment. And as always, guys, happy gaming!